Have you ever thought of living in another country? I love Japan, although that I've never physically there, but I've made a promise to myself that one day I have to go there. I have some I have some relatives that went to Japan a couple of years ago, and they told me they have an incredible experience. First, I'll tell you about some facts about Japan, and second, I'll tell you some about the cultural aspect in Japan, and lastly, I'll tell you about the communication and some technology in Japan. First, let's let's start off with some facts. Japan is located in Eastern Asia. It's a it um, it's slightly smaller than California. Um, it, it's about 364,485 square kilometer of land, and according to the World Factbook by CIA, the population of Japan was over 127 million people by July of 2014. Japan is a very complex country. The Japanese is the major language spoken. Shintoism and Buddhism is the two major dominant religion in Japan. The weather in Japan is tropical in the south and cool weather in the north. Tokyo, Tokyo is the capital of Japan, and and also the city with the largest population in Asia. Monarchy is the government system in Japan, and the head of government is the Prime Minister Shinzo, and he has been in office since 2012. Moving on to the cultural aspect of Japan. Japan is an island that's surrounded by the ocean. The seafood source of Japan is incredibly large and fresh. As many of you may know, that sushi is originated from Japan. There were many research and study that show that Japanese have a higher average lifespan compared to the rest of the world because they consume a large amount of fish. According to the journal Popular Culture and Tradition, Japanese architecture and art is very fascinating. In Japan, there are a lot of temples, shrines, castle, and unique tea houses. Historically, Japanese architecture was influenced by the classical Chinese buildings, but until the mid 19th century, Japanese architecture showed some influence by the Western Buddhist image, usually created for the temples, represent the major tradition Japanese sculpture. Lastly, I'll tell you about the communication and the technology in Japan. the power distance in Japan is distributed distributed unequally, and the country is known for collective bistic. Japan is the number 2 country in the world with the most internet hosts, right after the US. In conclusion, Japan is a very colorful and historical country. First, I told you about some facts about Japan. Second, I told you about the cultural aspect in Japan. And lastly, I told you about the communication and technology in Japan. Um, After listening to me, I hope you learn something new and you fall in love with this country just the same way as me. And if you want to live long, Japan is the answer.